The ground beneath your feet holds more wisdom than all the books ever written. Every morning, millions of tiny grass blades push through concrete, through impossible odds, through layers of resistance. Not because someone told them to grow, but because that's who they are. That's what they're meant to do. And right now, in this moment, you're sitting here because something inside you knows there's more. Something inside you is ready to push through your own concrete. We've all felt that gentle whisper in our quietest moments, that subtle knowing that we're playing small, that we're living at half capacity, running on 4 cylinders when we were built for 8. Some call it discontent. Others label it restlessness. But what if that uncomfortable feeling isn't a burden to overcome, but a gift? What if that persistent nudge is actually your inner lion growing tired of being caged? Let me share something with you. In the heart of every human being lies a force, so powerful that most spend their entire lives running from it. We give it different names: potential, purpose, destiny. But these words barely scratch the surface of what truly lies within you. This force isn't just about achieving more or doing more. It's about becoming who you truly are. You see, society has mastered the art of domestication. From our earliest days, we're taught to fit in, to follow the rules, to color inside the lines. We learn to speak softly, to dim our light, to make ourselves smaller so others feel comfortable. And slowly, day by day, our inner lion, that fierce, unstoppable force of nature, that's transformed into a house cat, safe, predictable. But have you ever watched a house cat when it thinks no one's looking? Have you seen that wild glint in its eye? That moment when its ancestors' power courses through its veins? That's what we're here to talk about today. That's what's stirring inside you right now. Think about the last time you felt truly alive. Not just happy or content, but alive. That moment when every cell in your body was electric with possibility. Maybe it was when you finally stood up for yourself. Maybe it was when you took that risk everyone said was foolish. Maybe it was simply a quiet moment when you allowed yourself to dream bigger than you'd ever dared before. That feeling, that's your lion mode. That's your true nature, breaking through the layers of shoulds and shouldn'ts that have accumulated over the years. And here's the truth that society doesn't want you to know: you weren't created to be ordinary. You weren't put on this earth to simply exist. The most dangerous lie we've been sold is that greatness is for other people, that passion is something to be controlled, that our wildest dreams need to be practical. But look around you. Everything meaningful in human history was created by people who refused to believe that lie. Every breakthrough, every revolution, every step forward came from someone who dared to roar when others whispered. Your lion mode isn't about aggression or domination. It's about authenticity in its purest form. It's about allowing yourself to be as big, as bold, as brilliant as you were meant to be. It's about recognizing that your dreams aren't too big. Your thinking has been too small. When you were a child, you knew this truth instinctively. You roared with laughter. You loved without reservation. You created without fear of judgment. You believed in possibility before anyone taught you about limitations. That wasn't naivety. That was clarity. That was your lion mode in its purest form. But somewhere along the way, something shifted. You started to believe the stories others told about who you should be, what you could achieve, how you should live. You learned to doubt your instincts, to question your worth, to second-guess your dreams. And with each compromise, with each time you chose safety over growth, your inner lion grew quieter. Yet here's the beautiful truth. That lion never disappeared. It never lost its power. It's been waiting, watching, gathering strength for the moment you decide to remember who you really are. And that moment, it's not some distant point in the future when everything is perfect. That moment is now. Right now, as these words sink into your consciousness, something is shifting. You can feel it, can't you? That stirring in your chest, that quickening of your breath, that sense of recognition, that's your truth recognizing itself. That's your power awakening. Let me ask you something. What would change in your life if you lived from your lion mode for just one day? If you dropped the mask, sheathed the limitations, and allowed yourself to move through the world with the full force of your authentic power? What conversations would you have? What decisions would you make? What dreams would you dare to acknowledge? The answer to those questions terrifies most people. Because deep down, we all know that once we glimpse our true potential, there's no going back to playing small. Once we taste freedom, we can never be satisfied with chains again. Once we remember our roar, we can never go back to meowing. This journey of awakening your lion mode isn't about becoming someone new. It's about stripping away everything that isn't truly you. It's about removing the layers of fear, doubt, and false beliefs that have accumulated over years of trying to fit in, be acceptable, stay safe. Your lion mode has been waiting for this moment. Every challenge you've faced, every setback you've endured, every moment of doubt. They weren't obstacles, they were preparation, they were building your strength, your resilience, your wisdom. Because awakening your lion mode isn't just about power. It's about knowing how to use that power with purpose. The world desperately needs your lion mode right now. It needs your courage, your creativity, your unique vision. It needs your willingness to stand tall, speak truth, and light the way for others. Because when one person dares to live in their full power, it gives permission for others to do the same. Think about that for a moment. Your decision to step into your lion mode isn't just about you. It's about every life you'll touch, every heart you'll inspire, every soul you'll awaken simply by being fully, unapologetically yourself. Your roar might be exactly what someone else needs to hear to find their own courage. There's a story in the heart of every fear you've ever felt. A story that whispers, stay small, stay safe, don't risk. We've learned to call this voice wisdom, to mistake its warnings for protection. But let's look deeper at what fear really is. When you feel that tightness in your chest, that hesitation in your step, that doubt in your mind, what's really happening? Fear is nothing more than the distance between where you are and where your true self calls you to be. It's the gap between the life you're living and the life that burns in your soul. And here's the truth that will set you free. That fear you feel, it's not a wall. It's a door, it's not a stop sign, it's an invitation. Every time fear rises within you, it's your lion mode sending you a message. It's showing you exactly where you need to grow, exactly what you need to face, exactly how you need to expand. The very things that terrify you are precisely the things that will liberate you. Consider this. Everything you want lies on the other side of what you're afraid to do. Every dream, every goal, every deep desire requires you to step beyond your comfort zone. Your lion mode isn't about eliminating fear. It's about recognizing fear as a compass pointing directly toward your growth. When was the last time you let fear make a decision for you? When was the last time you chose comfort over calling? When was the last time you silenced your roar because you were afraid of who might hear it? These aren't questions of judgment. They're questions of awakening. Your lion mode has been waiting for you to understand this fundamental truth. Courage isn't the absence of fear. Courage is fear walking. It's taking action while your knees shake. It's speaking up while your voice trembles. It's moving forward while every instinct screams retreat. But here's where most people get stuck. They wait for confidence before they act. They wait for certainty before they begin. They wait for permission before they dare. And in that waiting, their lion mode slowly dims, their dreams slowly fade, their power slowly dissipates. The secret that every truly successful person knows is action precedes confidence. Clarity comes through movement. Power grows through use. You don't wait until you feel ready, you move until you become ready. Think about a lion in the wild. It doesn't wait until it's absolutely certain it can catch its prey. It doesn't attend confidence-building workshops or read self-help books. It acts, it moves, it engages with life fully and completely in each moment. That's your blueprint. That's your birthright. Your lion mode is activated through action, not analysis. It grows through engagement, not observation. Every time you choose courage over comfort, every time you choose truth over convenience, every time you choose growth over safety, your lion mode grows stronger. But let's be real. This isn't about making one dramatic decision and suddenly transforming your life. This is about the small choices you make every single day. It's about the tiny moments where you can either shrink or expand, hide or emerge. When you feel the urge to speak up in a meeting but worry about judgment, that's a lion mode moment. When you want to pursue a dream but fear failure, That's a lion mode moment. When you know something needs to change but cling to the familiar, that's a lion mode moment. These moments are your practice ground. They're where your power is forged. Each time you choose to honor your truth, to express your authenticity, to stand in your power, even in small ways, you're strengthening your lion mode. Remember, the goal isn't to be fearless. The goal is to fear less, to recognize that fear is not your enemy. It's your ally in disguise. Every fear you face becomes fuel for your transformation. Every challenge you embrace becomes a stepping stone. Your lion mode thrives on challenges. It grows through resistance. Just like a muscle needs weight to grow stronger, your inner power needs obstacles to expand. The very things you've been trying to avoid are the exact experiences your lion mode needs to fulfill. But here's the beautiful paradox. The more you embrace your lion mode, the more you'll find that what once seemed impossible becomes inevitable. What once triggered fear begins to spark excitement. What once felt like pressure becomes opportunity. This transformation isn't about forcing or fighting. It's about flowing. It's about aligning with your true nature. It's about remembering who you were before the world told you who to be. Think about water for a moment. In its gentle state, it can be contained, controlled, directed. But when it fully expresses its nature, it becomes an unstoppable force. It shapes mountains, it creates valleys, it transforms landscapes. That same power lives within you. Your lion mode is like that, unstoppable when fully expressed, not through force or aggression, but through the pure, natural expression of who you truly are. When you align with this force, life begins to flow in remarkable ways. Opportunities that seemed out of reach suddenly appear within your grasp. Relationships deepen, become more authentic. Work becomes not just what you do, but an expression of who you are. Life takes on a richness, a depth, a meaning that wasn't possible when you were living in fear. But remember this, your lion mode isn't something you need to create or achieve. It's something you need to uncover and allow. It's not about becoming something new. It's about unveiling what's always been there. Every doubt you've conquered, every fear you've faced, every challenge you've overcome, they weren't just experiences. They were preparations. They were building your strength, your wisdom, your resilience. They were teaching you how to roar. There's a power in understanding that every breath you take is a choice. Every moment is a decision point. Every second contains within it the potential for transformation. When you truly grasp this truth, everything changes. The weight of your past loses its grip. The fear of your future dissolves into possibility. Look at your hands for a moment. These same hands that might type emails or wash dishes or hold your loved ones, they contain within them the power to build or break, to create or destroy, to reach out or pull back. The difference lies not in the hands themselves, but in the consciousness that guides them. This is where your lion mode begins to show its deepest truth. It's not just about doing more or achieving more, it's about being more. It's about bringing the full force of your consciousness to every moment, every action, every choice. Think about how many times you've moved through your day on autopilot. How many conversations you've had while your mind was elsewhere. How many opportunities you've missed because you were too busy rehearsing the past or rehearsing the future to notice that your lion mode exists in the now. Not in memories of what was, not in dreams of what could be, but in the raw, unfiltered reality of this moment. When you fully occupy this moment, when you bring your complete attention to what's in front of you, that's when your true power emerges. But society has trained us to live everywhere, except the present. We're constantly pulled between regret and anticipation, between memory and imagination. We've learned to trust everything except our own direct experience of life. Your lion mode cuts through all of that. It brings you back to the truth of your own experience, the wisdom of your own heart, the power of your own presence. When you operate from this place, life becomes not a series of problems to solve, but a series of moments to fully live. Consider how much energy you spend worrying about things you can't control, about opinions you can't change, about futures you can't predict. Now imagine channeling all that energy into this moment. and to what's actually within your power to influence and transform. That's what living in lion mode means. It means bringing your full force to what's actually here, not what might be or what should be. It means engaging with life as it is, not as you wish it was. It means using your power where it can actually make a difference. When you operate from this place of presence and power, something remarkable happens. The very challenges that once seemed overwhelming become opportunities for growth. The very people who once triggered you become teachers. The very situations that once drained you become sources of energy. Your lion mode thrives on reality. It doesn't need conditions to be perfect. It doesn't need everyone to approve. It doesn't need guarantees of success. It simply needs you to be fully present and fully committed to what's in front of you. This is where most personal development gets it wrong. It focuses on changing circumstances instead of changing consciousness. It teaches you to manipulate the external instead of mastering the internal. But your lion mode knows better. True power doesn't come from controlling life. It comes from engaging with life fully, from bringing your whole self to each moment, from being willing to experience whatever arises without shrinking back. Think about how much of your life you've spent trying to avoid discomfort. How many dreams you've put on hold until conditions were perfect. How many truths you've left unspoken because the timing wasn't right. Your lion mode is calling you to end that pattern now. Discomfort is not your enemy. Uncertainty is not your enemy. Challenge is not your enemy. They are the very conditions that allow your lion mode to emerge and grow stronger. When you embrace discomfort instead of avoiding it, when you lean into uncertainty instead of requiring guarantees, when you welcome challenges instead of resisting them, that's when your true nature begins to reveal itself. Your lion mode doesn't need perfect conditions to thrive. It doesn't need everyone's approval to roar. It doesn't need absolute certainty to move forward. It simply needs your willingness to be fully present and fully engaged with whatever life presents. This is where true freedom begins, not in controlling circumstances, but in releasing the need for control. Not in avoiding challenges, but in welcoming them as opportunities for growth. Not in seeking comfort, but in finding comfort in your own strength. Every time you choose presence over distraction, every time you choose engagement over avoidance, every time you choose truth over comfort, your lion mode grows stronger. These aren't just choices. They're declarations. They're statements to the universe about who you are and what you're capable of. But here's what most people miss. This strength isn't something you need to create. It's something you need to uncover. It's not about becoming something new. It's about removing everything that isn't truly you. Think about a sculpture. The artist doesn't add marble to create the masterpiece. They remove everything that isn't the masterpiece. Your lion mode works the same way. It's not about adding more to who you are. It's about removing everything that isn't authentically you. Every time you let go of a limiting belief, every time you release an old pattern, every time you step out of an outdated story about who you are, you're not losing something. You're gaining yourself. You're uncovering your true nature. This journey isn't about reaching some distant destination. It's about fully inhabiting where you are right now. It's about bringing your whole self to this moment, this breath, this choice. Because that's where your power lives. Not in some imagined future, but in the reality of now. Your lion mode is activated through presence. It's strengthened through engagement. It's expressed through action. Not tomorrow, not when conditions are perfect, not when you feel ready, but now in this moment with whatever life is presenting to you. Let's talk about what happens when your lion mode fully awakens. When you stop living from memory and start living from possibility. When you stop asking for permission and start granting it to yourself. When you stop waiting for the right moment and realize that this moment right here, right now, is all you ever have. The first thing you'll notice is how much energy you suddenly have. Think about how exhausting it is to live in fear, to constantly monitor yourself, to always be worrying about what others might think, to perpetually second guess your instincts. That exhaustion isn't natural. It's the result of suppressing your true nature. When you stop fighting who you really are, when you allow your lion mode to emerge naturally, you tap into an energy source that's been waiting for you all along. It's like finally taking your foot off the brake and allowing yourself to move forward with your full force. This energy isn't like caffeine or adrenaline. It's not a temporary boost that leaves you crashed and depleted. This is sustainable energy. This is life force. This is what happens when you stop leaking power through doubt, fear, and hesitation. But here's what's really fascinating. As your energy rises, your perception changes. You start seeing opportunities where you once saw obstacles. You start recognizing allies where you once saw adversaries. You start discovering strengths where you once felt weakness. Your lion mode isn't just about how you act. It's about how you see. It's about shifting from a perspective of limitation to a perspective of possibility. From a mindset of scarcity to a mindset of abundance. From a position of fear to a position of power. When this shift happens, something remarkable occurs in your relationships. People start responding to you differently, not because you're trying to influence them, but because you're no longer seeking their approval. Not because you're trying to impress them, but because you're finally being authentic with them. Your lion mode has a magnetic quality to it. When you're fully in your power, fully expressing your truth, fully engaged with life, you naturally attract others who are ready to do the same. You become a permission giver, a standard setter, a way shower. But let's be clear. This isn't about becoming some unstoppable force that never experiences doubt or fear. Your lion mode doesn't eliminate these human experiences. It transforms your relationship with them. Instead of being controlled by fear, you learn to use it as fuel. Instead of being paralyzed by doubt, you learn to see it as a sign that you're growing. Think about how different your life would be if you saw every challenge as an opportunity to roar louder. If you recognized every setback as a setup for a comeback. If you understood that every moment of resistance is actually life asking you to grow stronger. Your lion mode thrives on challenges. Just like a muscle needs resistance to grow, your inner power needs obstacles to expand. The very things you've been trying to avoid are exactly what your lion mode needs to fully awaken. But here's where most people get stuck. They wait for the roar before they take action. They wait for confidence before they begin. They wait for certainty before they commit. And in that waiting, their power slowly dims, their dreams slowly fade, their spirit slowly shrinks. Your lion mode works in the opposite direction. You don't wait for the roar. You create it through action. You don't wait for confidence. You build it through engagement. You don't wait for certainty. You generate it through movement. Every time you choose courage over comfort, every time you choose growth over safety, every time you choose truth over convenience, your lion mode grows stronger. These aren't just choices. They're declarations. They're statements to the universe about who you are and what you're capable of. Think about the areas of your life where you've been playing small, where you've been holding back, where you've been waiting for permission. These aren't just missed opportunities. They're invitations. They're your lion mode calling you to step up, to speak out, to show up fully. When you start living from your lion mode, you'll find that the very things that once seemed impossible become inevitable. What once triggered fear begins to spark excitement. What once felt like pressure becomes opportunity. What once seemed like chaos becomes a dance. Your lion mode doesn't need perfect conditions to thrive. It doesn't need everyone's approval to roar. It doesn't need absolute certainty to move forward. It simply needs your willingness to be fully present and fully engaged with whatever life presents. This is where true freedom begins. Not in controlling circumstances, but in releasing the need for control. Not in avoiding challenges, but in welcoming them as opportunities for growth. Not in seeking comfort, but in finding comfort in your own strength. Every breath you take is a choice. Every moment is a decision point. Every second contains within it the potential for transformation. When you truly grasp this truth, everything changes. The weight of your past loses the fear of your future dissolves into possibility. Your lion mode exists in the now, not in memories of what was, not in dreams of what could be, but in the raw, unfiltered reality of this moment. When you fully occupy this moment, when you bring your complete attention to what's in front of you, that's when your true power emerges. There comes a moment in every journey where you have to make a fundamental choice. Not a choice about what to do, but a choice about who to be. Not a choice about where to go, but a choice about how to live. That moment is now. Your lion mode has been waiting for this decision. Every experience you've had, every challenge you've faced, every setback you've endured, they weren't just random events. They were preparation. They were building your strength, your wisdom, your resilience for this moment of choosing. The world needs your lion mode now more than ever, not just for your own growth and fulfillment, but for the impact you're meant to have on others. Because when you step fully into your power, when you express your truth without apology, when you live from your deepest authenticity, you give others permission to do the same. Think about the ripple effects of one person living in their full power. Think about how many lives are touched, how many hearts are open, how many souls are awakened when someone dares to roar their truth. That's not just inspiration, that's transformation. Every great shift in human history began with one person deciding to stop playing small. Every movement, every breakthrough, every step forward in human consciousness started with someone choosing to listen to their inner lion instead of their outer fears. But here's what makes this moment so powerful. You don't have to change the whole world. You just have to change your world. You don't have to roar for everyone. You just have to roar your truth. You don't have to light up the whole sky. You just have to shine your light. Your lion mode isn't about domination or control. It's about liberation. It's about freeing yourself from the cage of other people's expectations. It's about breaking free from the prison of your own limiting beliefs. It's about releasing yourself from the chains of fear that have held you back. When you make this choice, the choice to live from your lion mode, everything changes. Not because the world suddenly becomes easier, but because you become stronger. Not because obstacles disappear, but because you stop seeing them as not because fear vanishes, but because courage grows larger than fear. Think about what becomes possible when you stop asking for permission to be who you are, when you stop waiting for the perfect moment to begin, when you stop requiring guarantees before you take action. Your life opens up in ways you couldn't have imagined when you were living in fear. Your lion mode is calling you to this level of living. Not someday, not when everything is perfect, not when you feel completely ready, but now, right here, in this moment, with whatever you have, from wherever you are. Because the truth is, you're not just capable of more, you're more. You're not just worthy of greatness. You're greatness waiting to be expressed. You're not just meant for power. You're power waiting to be unleashed. Every time you've survived what you thought would break you, every time you've continued when you thought you couldn't go on, every time you've spoken up when every instinct told you to stay quiet, that was your lion mode. That was your true nature breaking through. And now it's time to let that nature lead. It's time to stop living from your fears and start living from your power. It's time to stop asking what's possible and start creating what's possible. It's time to stop wondering about your purpose and start living it. Your lion mode is not something you need to create. It's something you need to release. It's not something you need to learn. It's something you need to remember. It's not something you need to become. It's something you need to uncover. Right now, in this moment, you have a choice. You can continue living as you have been, playing small, staying safe, avoiding risk, or you can choose to awaken your lion mode, to step fully into your power, to live from your deepest truth. The power of that choice cannot be overstated. Because when you choose to live from your lion mode, you're not just choosing a different way of doing. You're choosing a different way of being. You're not just changing your actions, you're changing your entire relationship with life. This isn't about becoming someone new. It's about becoming more fully who you already are. It's about removing the masks, the pretenses, the limiting beliefs that have kept your true nature hidden. It's about allowing your authentic self to emerge in all its power and glory. And yes, it takes courage. Yes, it requires faith. Yes, it demands commitment, but you already have everything you need. You already are everything you need to be. Your lion mode has been waiting patiently for you to realize this truth. The time for waiting is over. The time for hesitation is past. The time for playing small has ended. Your life and all its potential, all its possibility, all its power is calling you to rise. to roar, to shine. This is your moment. This is your time. This is your opportunity to turn on your lion mode and never turn it off again. The world is waiting for your roar. The universe is waiting for your light. Your destiny is waiting for your decision. Choose now. Choose power. Choose truth. Choose your lion mode, because when you do, you choose yourself, and when you truly choose yourself, you give the world the greatest gift you could possibly offer, the gift of who you really are. Let your roar be heard. Let your light shine. Let your power flow. The time is now. The choice is yours. The world is waiting. Your lion mode is ready. Are you